to change. Some of the most prominent CEOs are expecting big things from Washington. According to a new survey, CEO optimism is surging, with business leaders banking on a major tax reform package. President Trump jumping on the survey. Here's the tweet: "Great optimism in America, and the results will be even better." But if the tax cuts don't come soon, will those good vibes turn bad? To Hadley Heath Manning of the Independent Women's Forum and Charlie Gasparino of the Fox Business Network. Charlie, to you first. This is a show-me economy, a show-me stock market. He's got to get this stuff done this year.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should back up and give him a little more credit on something else. I mean, President Obama was essentially at war with corporate America almost from the minute he walked in there. I mean, he attacked them as fat cats, beat them up every chance they got. When they used to do business meetings with CEOs, and he had a council of businessmen that he used to meet with every now and then. He used to arrive late, leave early, lecture. They used to call it the 3 L's. Arrive late, leave early, and lecture them, and didn't listen. 4 L's.
Of course, they actually called Trump.
And so Trump goes in there as a businessman. He actually does listen to him. So I think right off the bat you get points there. But yes, at some point, if this market is, you need an economy that reflects Dow 21,000, which we don't have right now. The only way to get that is through some sort of fiscal stimulus, which he has to get to.
Get on with it. Got on with it. Okay.
Right.
Hadley, why is it that I don't read in the newspapers, I don't see on the nightly news, all this good news about optimism from business and confidence on the part of consumers, or even the Wall Street rally? I never hear about it. Why not?
You'll have to ask some of the people who make those decisions about what to cover. But I agree with Charlie. Tax reform is going to be a big issue facing CEOs. But when you look into this survey, actually the top concern that they've cited for the past 5 years, this Business Roundtable CEO survey, is regulation. Regulation being the #1 cost pressure on businesses. And President Trump is already taking action to make some regulatory reforms, whether it's in the healthcare sector or the energy sector or in the Department of Labor. This is immediate relief. And I believe there's good reason for CEOs to be hopeful that relief from regulation is a very real result of President Trump's election.
Well, Hadley, do you think there's a new tone from the administration, a new tone in America? Do you think so?
I think so, especially in the business community, because regardless of what these CEOs might think of President Trump on a personal level or whether they agree with him on every policy issue, the major policy issues impacting business, whether it's tax reform, regulatory reform, infrastructure, training and equipment for the right workforce for the 21st century, these are things that people are very optimistic about. Healthcare reform, I'd put that on the list as well, because businesses under former President Obama's administration, not only were they feeling cut out because of the tone and examples like "you didn't build that," but the policies of the Obama administration were really harmful and burdensome to business.
Listen, I don't want to make this a Trumpkin love fest, but I guess I'm going to have to agree with her. The one thing that CEOs like is a certain amount of certainty, right? One thing about Obama, you never knew where the next regulation shoe was going to drop, when the next tax increase was going to come, how much more Obamacare taxes you're going to have to pay, where else are businesses going to get screwed. That uncertainty is gone. I mean, I'm not saying Donald Trump as president will have to perform. He will have to get through some regulations, particularly on Dodd-Frank and banking, to loosen up the law so they can lend to small businesses. But think of it this way. They're thinking about what he's going to loosen up, not what he's going to screw them with. And I'll tell you, under Obama, they were getting screwed by the day.
All right, Hadley, Charlie, both of you, thank you very much for joining us, both of you. Thank you.